Hey YouTube, it's your boy V3 back with another kicking Toku television review. Yeah, today we are doing the first Ultraman show ever, which happens to be the second show in the Ultra series, because you originally had Ultra Q, which I'll get to eventually. I haven't seen all of Ultra Q, so I need to rewatch the episodes I've seen and then watch the entirety of Ultra Q uh, beforehand. But today we're going to talk about Ultraman from 1966. Yeah, one of my favorite Toku shows of all time. You know, Ultraman's one of the big three up there with Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, except those two are by Toei and Ultraman's by Subaraya. The full title card was Ultraman, a special effects fantasy series. Pretty cool. So, it's not a spin-off of Ultra Q, and it's not a sequel either. It's not in continuity. It's like um just a continuation of the idea, because they're like the same show, except this one has a silver alien dude that fights the monsters in it. That's really the only difference. Ultra Q is the human team fighting the monsters, and then Ultraman's the same thing, but throw in a giant superhero. You know, that's it. It has 39 episodes, 40 if you count the pre-premiere special, but I don't. I count the 39 just for me. And you can get these pretty easily. There are multiple English Ultraman sets you can buy. You can get like 2 sets that'll get you the full show. I have 2 copies of a single set because one like went missing, and then I bought a second set. But then 2 of my favorite episodes wouldn't play on it. 2 of my favorite episodes in the show, first appearance of Gomera and first appearance of Red King, would not play. The Monster Prince Part 1 wouldn't even play. And I was like, balls. But then I found my other one, so I was like, dope. And then I was like, now I have 2. One of them that I can't in good conscience sell because all the episodes don't play. So that makes me sad. But it's pretty cool. It has the original Ultraman, and a fun observation I have about the original Ultraman, even though he's the original, he does, like, he's kind of sad. Now, seeing how far the Ultra series has gone, I have some observations about him. One, he is the weakest Ultra. His powers, like his full power, is base power for pretty much every Ultra that came after him. So that's sad. And also, he doesn't have a name. Ultraman is like the species. There's no name for this giant of light. You got Max, Mebius, Taiga is the new one, Titus, Fuma, and it's like, wow, no name for this guy. That's sad if you think about it. He doesn't have a name. It's really sad. But you can just call him, some people call him Ultraman Hayata, or just refer to him as the original. And it's actually a pretty good show. Real episodic. It's not really serialized at all. It's not serialized. Real monster of the week. Not that there's a problem with that. Serialized is better, but still very monster of the week. And it's got a lot of cool monsters. Bimular. You know, Bimular's first appearance was in here. Y'all might be familiar with him from the anime if you haven't watched much of the live action. Gomera, Red King, Zeton. Zeton's the one who, spoiler alert, kills him in the end. So, and it's kind of weird that he dies in the end. But it's also even weirder that they immediately brought him back to life after he died. So, that's that. But it's just every week a new monster shows up, and then the Science Patrol, which is this highly scientifically advanced team located at different bases around the world. The Science Patrol has to fight these monsters. The Science Patrol almost always fails, and then Ultraman has to save them. There's one episode that makes a big deal, like Ide, the guy who's their inventor. He doesn't see the point in continuing to make inventions if Ultraman's just going to show up and kill the monster every week. So I kind of like that there's an episode addressing that. You know, some of these episodes get pretty emotional. And some of the monsters are actually beaten by the Science Patrol. Like Geronimon and Zeton himself are beaten by the Science Patrol and not the Ultra, which is pretty cool. And then there are more serious episodes, like the episode with what's that monster's name? It's an astronaut that gets mutated. Gila. Man, it's one of my favorite monsters, and now I can't remember its name. Well, screw me, I guess. Jamila, that's it. Jamila, I believe. About this astronaut that went to space and was mutated into a horrible monster, but they have to put him down, even knowing that he used to be human, and it's kind of, wow, that's pretty powerful. And then my favorite episode, Don't Shoot Arashi, is about Arashi trying to protect people, but he's not following orders because he feels like what his conscience is telling him to do is more important, but it turns out not following orders actually kind of got him in trouble. And he's going on emotions and he's not thinking logically, and he has to find kind of like a balance between his logic and emotions in order to defeat this monster, because every time the monster is attacked, it just instantly adapts and becomes more powerful. That monster was really powerful in this appearance, but then like every appearance of this monster afterwards, he's like not even close to as powerful as he was in this show. I guess they wanted to keep using him, but didn't want to like have to figure out a way to beat him that was different every time. So that's all really cool. And then there are some episodes that are like really dated and the themes are like weird. Like there's this one episode with a monster that eats pearls. And then Fuji, the female member of the Science Patrol, is like crying. She's in tears and begging the monster not to eat pearls because she is a woman and women like pearls and beauty and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of degrading. That's not very suffragist of you. That's not very feminist. Ultraman's gotten a bit better with female characters. We now in Ultraman, she was tough when she needed to be, but there were episodes where it was like, oh, Fuji, come on. They just had an episode where you were kicking ass, and now in this next episode you're a damsel in distress. Okay, but they treat women a lot better in Ultraman now. They still have a ways to go, but like now we usually have a real usually the most kick-ass member on the team is the woman these days. And we also just had a female Ultra in a show, which was pretty cool. I think it's time for an Ultra woman show. I think that would really mix it up because Ultraman's kind of in formula right now. And I think a way to really mix it up would just to have an Ultraman show be about a woman, an Ultra woman show. You wouldn't even have to name it anything special. Just call it Ultra Woman. Like this one right here. Don't give her a name. But I mean, it is a fun show. Some of the effects are dated. Well, all of the effects are dated. But it's still pretty cool. It's got Ben Furia playing Ultraman. I actually met him at G-Fest a while back in like 2012. He was a really cool guy. You know, obviously created by Eiji Tsuburaya. You know, lots of people starring in it. Susumu Kurobe, Akiji Kobayashi, Hiroyoko Sakurai. Fun little opening theme. About 30 minutes for each episode. I really like it. It's a fun show. I've watched it multiple times. There are multiple dubs and a sub you can watch if you want. One of the dubs, they couldn't afford to dub the whole thing, so sometimes it randomly cuts to subs. But then I think the Speed Racer cast dub is a full dub, I think. So that's it for this Ultraman review. I feel like many people have already seen it because it's kind of easily found in America, unlike other Ultraman shows. But, you know, it is pretty rad. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. Next time, I think I want to do another Ultraman season, but I think I'm going to skip Showa and go straight to Ultraman Nexus. And I will see you all when I do that. That'll be my next Ultra review. Ultraman Nexus. Thank you all once again for your support. I'll see y'all later.